Okay, here's my video I promised you 2 days ago. Finally making it for you. So, this is Trello. When you go to Trello.com, that's my personal Trello stuff. So, yours will pop up with the teams you're on. So, your respective team, either Southtown or Draper, they're the exact same. So, this will be the same for both stores. So we've got one-on-ones and the new hire onboarding training, any other boards that will be created in the future. So these different things are called boards. So in the future, you know, we could have kitchen training or closing training or all those other trainings that I listed. Those will be on separate boards. So that's the difference between boards. And there's multiple boards to each team. So your team has boards. Easy enough. You pick your board that you want to work on or use or whatever, and then, so let's say one-on-ones. Each board then has what's called lists, and so these are lists where it says Tay and Rigo. Those are lists. This list, you can add lists, so if I wanted to add Zuzette, for instance, to the Draper list, this is how I would do it. Oh, that's not how you spell her name, but I would add Zuzette to the Draper list, and then I can add cards. So each card, obviously I've made a card for each leadership, so maybe we would split the leadership this way, and maybe Isaac would be on Zuzette's family, and Letty will be on Zuzette's family, and Adela will be on Zuzette's family. I'm just making this up as I go, but that's essentially how easy it is to drag people, update families. Instead of having to retype it all out and print it out every month, you can simply update it that way. Let's see, I don't. Alright, so those are what cards are. So you can have as many cards per list as you want. In the cards you can add multiple different things. So what my most commonly used thing on cards are going to be checklists. So obviously checklists of each employee that should be done one-on-ones for those managers. So we're in the list for Tay, we're in Tay's card, and these are Tay's family. This is Tay's family. So this will be different for Letty. Well, Letty, this is her card under Tay's list because she's in Tay's family, and then this is Letty's family. Does that make sense, the difference between lists and cards? Let's see. So we'll add cards every time we add leadership. So say we added Colton to the leadership team. Simple as that. And then his family will be added through a checklist. Now all of this I will update every time anything updates. For now, until further notice. So if we need to get rid of a card, all we do is archive it and then delete it. Once we delete it, there's no way to undo it, but again, it's super easy to re-add, so that's no problem. And then if we ever got another senior leader, so say we hired a new senior leader, then we could add another list. So super easy, just like that, for one-on-ones anyways. Okay, then here on this right side here is the menu. So when you click show menu, it'll show you all the members of the group. So if we need to invite people, so if Colton joins the leadership team, we'll invite him by typing in his username, clicking it, and then adding him. Super simple. Okay, so there's all your members, there's how you add people, and then if you click more down here, you can follow this board, which means you'll get notifications anytime someone does something to the board. So if Taylor or Gallus goes and checks off more people in their one-on-ones, I will get a notification on my Trello app that says that Gallus completed Garrett on Gallus's list, or Gallus completed Easton on Gallus's list. And so I'll get these notifications. If you would like to get them too, all you have to do is follow this board. That's pretty much it for the one-on-one one. Really quickly on the new hire and training, basically how it would work is again, this is the sample card, so all this will always stay the same. If we hire people, the way we hire people is we go here and we copy this card, okay? We're never ever gonna update this card unless the training plan updates. So if we need to add something to the training plan, like if Chick-fil-A puts out like a different way to order. So for instance, instead of using table markers, we go back to just shouting out names and hoping we can find them somewhere in the dining room. We'll change that in the training plan on the sample card. Otherwise, we're never gonna touch this sample card. So again, I will keep that updated for now until further notice, right? So the only reason I'm taking control of most of this is just so that everyone can get in the hang of it. Once everyone's got it down, then we'll just start passing it off to other people to take on as responsibilities. So the goal is just to get everyone in the hang and everyone on board and everyone using it, and then from there we can go to more complicated adding stuff and having someone else keep up with it, because it will become a lot. So anyways, we copy the sample card, and then we've hired someone new, and their name is Natasha. So I'm just gonna write her name there, and this is saying that now, okay, now I have a Natasha card. Great. So Natasha has 87 steps that she has to go through before she's considered a normal employee, like through training and orientation and paperwork and all of that. There's 87 steps. So as soon as she's hired, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go through and make sure that we have all of her paperwork. And as soon as we have all her paperwork, then I'm going to hand off that employee folder to a senior leader, and they're going to complete an employee folder in the back office and input them into Chick-fil-A system based on their paperwork. That's going to get checked off by senior leaders. They're going to get their employee uniform through the respective people who order uniforms and create the orientation bags. From there, once all of this stuff is checked off in paperwork, so it'll say 100% complete, paperwork is 100% complete. Then what'll happen is they get moved to orientation. So once they're under this orientation column, that's when Holly, if she ever texts out, do we have orientation? You can say, yeah, quickly open your app and see, yeah, we have 3 people for orientation this week, or no, we have nobody for orientation this week. Okay, so once they've gone through orientation, then the senior leaders are also going to go through and check off that they have their orientation paper signed in their employee folder. Once that's signed, then they go to day 1. The scheduler is going to schedule training based on full-time, part-time, whatever that looks like, and it's going to change week by week depending on trainer availability, obviously. Typically, they'll do 3 days of training, 3 hours every week. Obviously, full-time employees will need a little bit more than 9 hours most of the time. So again, this is going to vary. However, the shift leaders who train them will then go through and check off the training. So it starts with day 1. They'll check off each thing that they teach them in day 1. Once day 1's done, then that shift leader will move them to day 2. It is a requirement, the same as when they text out after day 1. They have to go and add a comment. So if I was the day 1 trainer, I'd say Natasha was great, just needs more practice. Simple enough. We've added that comment, we've saved it. Now I know when I'm a new trainer on day 2 now, I can go and see this comment and see, okay, she needs more practice. I'm going to go over all this stuff and then make all of this stuff on this list and then make sure she gets more practice. So it'll work the same way as the text messages, except it'll be on comments. Again, you can follow the board and get notifications every time someone comments, just like it says here. Mona commented on Natasha. Natasha was great, just needs more practice. So I will receive that notification every time someone comments. But if you would like to receive them as well, you can click following. Awesome. Okay, so then what happens when they get to the end of training? Then we go to this training follow-up one-on-one. This is where they should be having a one-on-one with a manager. And as soon as that one-on-one's done, all 87 of these should be checked off. There should be multiple comments on the card, and this little line here will be all the way to the end, showing that this card is 100% complete. Once the card is 100% complete, including the training follow-up sheet, Then all we're gonna do is archive this card. We're not gonna delete it, we're just gonna archive it and close out. Once the card is archived, I can still retrieve it and make sure, so say later on down the road, 3 months down the road, Natasha says, I don't know how to learn desserts. I can pull up her card and see, okay, maybe Aubrey checked off that she taught her how to do desserts. I'm gonna go follow up with Aubrey and make sure that she actually taught her and she understood, or I'm gonna follow up with Aubrey and say, why'd you check it off? She doesn't know. Or I'm gonna follow up with Natasha and say, hey, it says you learned, Aubrey taught you, how come you don't understand? So we can go back over it. So that's where the why we would archive them and not delete them completely. And this is pretty much just very, very simple. We have boards, lists, and cards. That's how we're gonna use cards on each board. And as we get new boards, the cards and lists will look different, obviously. For anyone's benefit, this is how I use my personal board. This is my calendar. So I have this week, the things I need to work on, my to-do list. And then once it's done, or if it has a due date, I'll put it on the day that I need it to be done. I'll click on it and click cards, add comments. So I'll say, or add a due date. It needs to be done by 10 o'clock, whatever. However, things that aren't done yet, that need to get done this week before next week, I leave in this week. And then Monday I have all my different appointments. Zoe's birthday, Avery's pediatrician appointment. So this is how I go. My meetings, it's really nice to have my meetings on my calendar because then I can just add my meeting notes here as well. So there's something, if you want to use it for your personal life or work life or whatever, it's really nice when you have a, busy life with school and work. So there's just a little fun extra thing if you guys wanted to use it that way as well. Alrighty, that's it.